What's going on, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Legends Never Die. I am your host, the Legend Crosby. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season. Turkey has already come and gone. Waiting on the good Christmas time. Feels like it's going to be a good time for the Lakers this Christmas, but we'll get into that a little bit later. First and foremost, let's start off the show with a new segment I'd like to call Legendary Salutes. And yes, welcome to Legendary Salutes. This is the time we take to salute some of the things that probably wouldn't always be mentioned in my news stories, but we'd like to address them anyway, good or bad. First things first, we'd like to give a salute to Bud Dupree, linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sadly, he tore his ACL last night. He will be out for the rest of the season. That's usually a year-long injury. That's devastating. Please get back to 100% soon, buddy. Next, we would like to salute LeBron James on getting your Kobe deal. He has signed a 2-year, $85 million deal extension. He'll be with the Lakers until 2023. It's only fitting for a king to retire in the purple and gold. Another salute to Stephen Curry for getting your Curry brand up and running with Under Armour. Congratulations, good sir. That's awesome. You guys make sure you go check out what Stephen Curry's got to offer. Another salute for Andrew Bogut for his 14-year service in the NBA. He is retiring. Good job. It's always good to do something that you love, and you got to do it for 14 solid years. Enjoy the rest of your time, buddy. Another salute, Sarah Fuller of Vanderbilt. Way to get out on that field and kick that ball. It was a horrible kick. Let's be honest. But I chalk it up to your nerves. I think you'll do better as the games go by, and you're the only person on the kicking roster. So you got enough time to make some mistakes and do better for it. Another salute to Chelsea for winning Group E in Champions League. If you don't know Chelsea, that's my squad. You need to be paying attention to the champions right now. Okay, if you ain't got nothing else to watch, that's what we're on. Another salute to the Boca Juniors and Lionel Messi for both of their tributes to Dalma Maradona. He was one of the greatest to ever do it, just pound for pound. And finally, another salute to Dalma Maradona and Fred Sasakamoose. Okay, these guys both passed last week. They were legends in their respective field, whether it was soccer or it was hockey. If you don't know, take some time out, Google them. Okay? Now, let's get back to the rest of this. Well, we did also have a game last night. NFL, weird Wednesday game. Don't know what to do about that. 6-5 Baltimore Ravens took on the 11-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers won that game by a total of 19-14. It was an okay game. I got more out of it than what I thought I was going to. Robert Griffin started the game off instead of Lamar Jackson due to the Rona run that hit Baltimore. He was 7 of 12 for 33 yards. You can call that very pedestrian. 1 interception on the day. He did have 88 yards rushing, however. He did get injured in the second, which is very sad. Get better. I know this has been the problem with RG3. Robert Griffin, man. Jeez. Nonetheless, he was replaced by Trace McSorley. Trace McSorley went for 2 of 6 for 77 yards. He did have a touchdown on the day. It was at the last part of the game. Good touchdown nonetheless. Big Ben stepped in as he always does. 36 of 51 for 266. He had a tug and a pick. Good game by Baltimore. Not such a great game by Pittsburgh. It looked like one of those ones that's an overlooker on the schedule, and I totally understand. Look what they had to go through to get to this game that was supposed to be played last week on Thursday. To me, I think this is a reason why we need to have training camp. I know there's a lot of talk in the NFL, and the owners are thinking about more money, but I think this shows you the potential of some of these guys. Now, we always say you don't always play your best at practice. You play your best in the game. It's much faster. So us taking away actual game time reps from some of these guys might be a bad idea. I'll even take it a step further. I think maybe we should expand to 63-man rosters. I think that might be a good idea to do moving forward. Anyway, let's get on with the rest of the news. We've got quarterback Mike Glennon. He is going to get the start over the stash, Gardner Minshew, out there in Jacksonville. Now, Minshew had sprained his right thumb. That was on his throwing hand, his right thumb. He's back. He's fully healthy. But last week, Glennon had a pretty good game. He went 20 of 35 for 235, 2 touchdowns on the day. Not a bad signing, young man. They just fired the GM, so that guy, Minshew, he's not on anybody's radar. They're going to do whatever it takes to get a job done and try to maintain a job going into next season. They'll be playing the 5-6 Vikings on Sunday, so we will see how that progresses for them. Moving to Cleveland, the Browns facility is currently closed. This is due to some Rona outbreaks that they've had. Myles Garrett will be back this weekend, which is a good deal for them. They are 8-3, silent 8-3. Nobody's talking about Cleveland being 8-3 right now. That's pretty remarkable. I've been even disrespectful all season on the young quarterback there, but hey, it is what it is. But they're taking on the 8-3 Tennessee Titans. We'll see what you're really made of. They're going to need Myles out there with Derrick Henry coming back to the field there. So that's what we got going on for football. Let us move on to a little bit of basketball, shall we? I said it first. I said it twice. We got a great holiday schedule running up. It's going to be oh so nice. Let's take a look at it over there. Thank God for basketball. It is already back, ladies and gentlemen. So, we have our opening day schedule popping off right now. The Golden State Warriors are going to take on the Brooklyn Nets. That's right. Golden State's going to make their way over there to go see Kevin Durant. That'll be at 4 o'clock Pacific time. You Easterners, you find out your own time zones. Following that, we're going to have the LA Clippers coming upstairs from the basement. They're going to take on the LA Lakers. Now, this will also be our ring ceremony, ladies and gentlemen. Hurts my heart to know there will be no fans to watch that banner come down from the sky. Nonetheless, 17 is ours. Don't be hurt. After that, on the Wednesday, 12/23, we're going to have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Boston Celtics. That'll be at 4:30 p.m. West Coast time. Following that, Dallas Mavericks are going to take on the new and improved Phoenix Suns. Now, this game is not going to have Kristaps Porzingis. Kind of annoying. But I do want to see what Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to put together. So, that is a great little opening day. Now, let us go ahead and talk about those good old Christmas games. We got 5 matchups for you. Let's take a look. So, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. We've got the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Miami Heat. That's going to start off our morning. That's going to be at 9 o'clock a.m. I like this game. When we get further closer to those games, we'll start making some predictions. Right now, I just want you guys to know about the goodness that's going to be happening with your nice turkey or chicken, whatever you're having for Christmas Day. Golden State Warriors are going to be taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. That should be quite an interesting game. Let's see Giannis get back in action. Hopefully the team looks a little better. Sorry for the loss of Bogdanovich. That'll be at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. You Easterns again, find your own schedule. The Brooklyn Nets are going to take on the Boston Celtics. That'll be at 2. Should be a fun game. Keep an eye out for that one. The Dallas Mavericks are going to be taking on my LA Lakers. That's going to be a 5 o'clock game. I like this slot for us because now the East Coast folks will get to watch us play. So I dig this slot. I know everybody wants the primetime West Coast game, but not everybody's up at 10 o'clock. So I understand. And lastly, the LA Clippers are going to be heading to Denver to take on those Nuggets. Got a good little rivalry game going for us. I like that play right there. Good job, NBA. You're doing your thing. That's going to be our Christmas games. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Boy, oh boy. Talk about excitement. I am incredibly excited for the opening part of this season. It seems like basketball should already be back in. It's weird to have it starting up so late, but it is what it is. Shout out to the Rona. I see you guys see why I'm a little excited about my team right now. I think that we've got some positive things going in our direction. We'll have to just see how it goes and plays itself out. Now, back to this. Anthony Davis has signed a 5-year, $190 million deal with the LA Lakers. Very, very happy for this. So we've got LeBron, he's re-signing. We've got Anthony Davis, he's re-signing. Now we just move some pieces around. We can keep this championship team run going for at least the next 3 years, especially if they bring somebody else in as LeBron James is aging. I like the move, obviously. Duh. What are we supposed to do? You gonna let him go? So congratulations, man. You are now a very, very wealthy individual. And the thing that I like about this the most, there's no more money for Giannis. Okay, let's get that silly rumor out of everybody's head. Giannis is not going to come join up with a bunch of people. That guy is a monster, man. Let him be a monster by himself. All right? Other big news for the day. The Houston Rockets have now traded Russell Westbrook, of all people. They traded Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards for John Wall and a top 12 protected first round pick. Basically, what that means is if the pick is inside the first 12 picks in the draft, Houston won't get it. If it is in the first 12 picks, if it's outside the first 12 picks in the draft, then Houston gets the pick. So that's just how that goes. This is a weird one to me. I guess it makes sense. I don't see if there was beef with Harden and Westbrook or if this is just an owner level kind of decision. I guess they were supposed to be friends, but you just traded one guy for the other guy. The only difference is the other guy's been hurt a lot more. So, I mean, if maybe this is a transition piece for them maybe looking to trade Harden because he's not happy. Not sure about the play. I think I would have been more aggressive towards the Bradley Beal. But in all honesty, I like the Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook situation together. You know, a lot of people call Russell Westbrook very selfish. I think he just likes to lead. And I think Bradley Beal's a good enough guy that he'll just let him lead. And I think those two will work out well together. Maybe they find themselves a big man in the market. We'll see how that plays out for them. So that's the move that's just happened around the yard. Moving on, the Detroit Pistons have signed LiAngelo Ball to a 1 year. Now, hear me out. This is a 1 year, non-guaranteed Exhibit 10 contract. Okay, let me explain what that means. So basically, what that does, this gives you a guaranteed offer to show up to training camp. Okay. And then if you play like a stud, they'll offer you a two-way contract between the G League and then obviously with the Pistons. So he'll get to go back and forth if he plays. I like him, you know, and I know the Balls, they're going to have all three brothers in the league if he does well. I like him. He's got a good body frame to play the game. He probably just doesn't have enough skill, and over time he can develop. So I like what the G League is doing there with those two-way contracts. That's a good move. Good luck, bro. Let's get it going. You know, training camp's already started, so let's get moving. Joakim Noah has been waived by the Clippers. Everybody's expecting him to retire, so if he does, a shout out to him as well. Good long career. The Clippers have re-signed Reggie Jackson to a 1 year deal. No information on that deal. I'm sure it's not worth that much, but I think that's a good pickup. I think he was a little frustrated in his role last year. He'll probably get a little more playing time coming around this year. The Warriors have had 2 players test positive for the Rona. These players got to sit out of all practice and training for 10 days. After that, they got to come back for 2 days, and they got to do massed individual trainings, and then they're good to go. So they stopped their facility opening for a day. They're now open, ready to go. Hopefully everything goes well. Get well soon there, guys. The Dallas Mavericks, have signed their second-round pick, Tyrell Terry, to his first rookie deal. Congratulations, young man. You also get a salute. That is a 4-year, $4 million deal. He played for Stanford, 6'3", 175. He needs to put some weight on him to stay in this league. I don't think he's that good of a shooter yet, but those things come with practice. So congratulations to you. Let's see what happens in that. Moving on to a little bit of baseball, shall we? Now, there's been a little bit of movement, and there'll be a lot more movement coming around with baseball, especially due to the fact that they just start doing all their basic waivers. You have to understand the language, but people getting signed, not getting signed. Nonetheless, these are the guys that are getting signed right now. The New York Mets have signed their righty Trevor May to a 2-year, $15 million deal. Since 2008, he's got a 3.18 ERA. He's got 12.2 strikeouts per 9 innings. It's a pretty good bullpen. I like what New York Mets are doing there. And under Steve Cohen, we talked about him in an earlier episode. That's that hedge fund manager worth billions and billions of dollars. He just bought the Mets. This is his first big move. I like the play. Good job, guys. Let's see what this New York Mets buzz can really be about, as I heard somebody quote earlier. The Texas Rangers are going to be replacing Elvis Andrus. He's been their third baseman for about 10 years. Now, they're shortstop for about 10 years. Now, they're replacing him with their current third baseman, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Okay, he's a good player, but this is a move, I think, to bring in the prospect. Josh Jung, he's going to come in and play third. They're going to move him over to the shortstop. It was kind of inevitable. It was going to happen anyway. I like the play. Let's see how that moves forward once we get to training camp. The Miami Marlins have made a trade for cash considerations for the right-hand reliever Adam Clymer. So that's another move that's happened. The Royals have signed center field Mike Taylor to a one-year, $1.75 million deal. He did win a World Series title with the Nationals in 2019. He's a good player. I think that he'll probably end up moving to right field once he gets there. That'll probably be the play, but he's good at center field as well. The Kansas City Royals have signed their left-hand pitcher, Mike Minor. He pitched with the Royals for 2017. He's back with them again as a free agent. He moved around. He was looking for a starting role. I think he's better coming out of the bullpen. So this is a good move for him. He'll come out of the bullpen for the Royals as well. The Brewers, they have traded their righty Corey Knebel to the LA Dodgers for either a cash consideration or a player to be named at a later date. Now, he did have Tommy John surgery, okay, which usually rectifies any problems that they did have. But he did sit out all 2019. The 2020 display wasn't that fantastic. I think this is a good play for the Dodgers, bringing somebody out. Good righty. I like the move. The LA Angels have now traded two minor league pitchers for shortstop Jose Iglesias. I like this pickup. I would expect to see the Angels making more moves as things start slushing around over the coming weeks. They need to start putting a team around Mike Trout. You're wasting this guy's talent. You're paying him a ton of money, and nobody's showing up. So let's do something about that. Okay? Lastly, CC Sabathia has got a documentary. It's going to come out on HBO December 22nd. So this is the opening day of basketball, plus we got the CC documentary. You guys got to check that out. Please leave some comments later and let me know what you think about it, okay? Last segment of the day that we're going to do is a segment I like to call Questions. All right, welcome to Questions. Got a couple questions that I want you guys to all mill around before you go off and enjoy the rest of your evening. Question one. So, Dennis Schroeder popped off at the mouth this week and said that he was looking for a starting spot on the Lakers roster. Should Dennis Schroeder start for LA? I say no. I think if he was smarter, he would just come off the bench. He'll get more playing time, backing up LeBron James as opposed to just going out there and being a 3-and-D guy. So I think it was a foolish request, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Question two. Is Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers the best chance to stop LeBron and the Lakers from getting another title? I say no. My personal opinion, I think it's Philly. I think that's going to be the team that gets to the NBA Finals this coming year for the Eastern Conference. I do see that happening. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And last but not least, the question that's been going over everybody's head for the past, I don't know, maybe 10 years. In the NFL, do you really feel that Tom Brady is the GOAT? I say no. Personally, I think Joe Montana is still the best quarterback. I understand that Tom Brady has a ton of rings, but so does Bill Russell, and none of you guys put him in the GOAT conversation, so what difference does that make? I would have to say it's Joe Montana, and then probably either Deion Sanders. It's probably a three-way tie between Deion Sanders, Jerry Rice, and LT. Lawrence Taylor. That guy was a stud. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Now, that is our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back soon. This has been another episode of Legends Never Die. I am your host, The Legend Crosby. We'll see you when we see you.